Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is your boy Angel R Talk on the NYC Talking Podcast.
The city of New York, Boricua from the Bronx.
And I am coming to you from Midtown. Every Sunday, I come down with my wife for her to take her woman empowerment class. It's kind of like a jiu-jitsu class modified for self-defense solely for women. In any case, I was thinking, what should I talk about on this podcast? And maybe I'll make this a weekly thing where I'll do a Peppa in the City podcast segment type of thing. I was thinking about all the times that I was assaulted when I was growing up in the Bronx.
Growing up in the Bronx, being a Latino who looks white, made me a big freaking target.
I have so many stories that happened. There's a couple that stand out because they were kind of funny. You know, it was funny in the way it went down. So like I had moved to 163rd Street from Clark Place, and I was coming home one night, leaving the block, going home, and it was very quiet. It was desolate. There was no one outside.
I feel like we were in the tail end of summer, just getting into that fall weather.
And as I walked on Grand Concourse, somebody drop kicked me. I mean, somebody just came out of nowhere, straight up. This dude jumped and drop kicked me. I was a little guy. I was bigger than he was. I was heavier than he was. So when his legs made contact with my body, he fell on the floor.
Now I'ma tell you, this little motherfucker had no business drop kicking anybody heavier than a feather.
I turned around, looked at this guy like, what the hell are you doing? What the fuck is this? And I started laughing because this idiot drop kicked me and fell on his ass. That shit was fucking hilarious.
As I tell this story, I wonder if he shares this story about his epic failed attempt at professional wrestling.
Then, I guess he wasn't alone. His homeboy comes out. He grabs my wrist. Actually, it would have been great to know what my wife is learning right now, because I learned some really cool wrist locks, by the way. So this guy grabs my wrist. This is where it becomes blurry. I think I threw a hook and hit him with a hook and he fell. Or I might have pushed him. I don't know. Either way, he was off balance. I broke the grab. And he also appeared to stumble.
The way I've always told the story is that I threw a hook, hit him, and he dropped. But honestly, I can't remember the details of how he stumbled.
And then I ran. I turned around and I gave both of them the middle finger because shit was funny as hell. Two guys ended up on the floor. And then I ran away and they started chasing me.
At that moment, I thought to myself, oh shit. And I started to dip.
I had to get to 163rd Street and I couldn't run on the Grand Concourse because they would have caught up to me, right? I was outnumbered. They would have caught up to me. I don't know if they had other friends with them. I don't know if they were armed. I don't know what the hell could have happened. So I ran into the train station in 167. And if I wait for the train there, those guys came in. I saw them coming in looking for me. So I knew they would have seen me. And again, I didn't know if these guys were armed. I mean, generally, if people are out there committing crimes and doing thefts and stuff, they're usually armed.
And we already know that they're cowards. I mean, the guy drop kicked me from behind, and he had a friend with him who came and grabbed me. So you know they're cowards, and cowards usually carry weapons because they punks.
Now, I don't know what the hell these idiots thought they were going to get from my freaking ass. I'm a poor kid from the freaking hood, walking home late at night. I know you don't expect me to have anything nice.
I should have robbed them. They probably had more money than I did. Shit.
My sneakers weren't nice. I mean, I don't know what the hell. But I guess I insulted their pride. One, by putting them both on the floor.
Look at here, fellas. It ain't my fault that your coordination sucks.
Two, by laughing about it and giving them the middle finger. But hey, man, you tried to rob me. Your dumbass drop kicked me and fell. That's not my fault.
And I don't care how you spin it. That shit is freaking hilarious. Y'all motherfuckers are clowns.
In any case, I had to get away from those guys. So what I did was, and I do not recommend any of you ever do this. This was very dangerous.
This actually really was a really bad risk I took here.
But I was like in self-preservation mode. You know, you can walk from one station to the other in the subway, like on the where the train goes through. There's a little ledge, like a little platform. So I actually went from 167th Street. I went into the platform and I actually walked where the train goes to 161st Street. A train came while I was in there.
Not gonna lie, y'all. That shit was kind of terrifying.
I put myself against one of those doorways and I just kind of stayed against it as the train passed. And then I continued to go until 161. You know, when I think back on this, I realize how dangerous and risky that was for me.
You don't say. You really don't say.
I think I would have been better off just fighting those guys and taking my chance with them than taking a risk like I did with the train. That was actually a very dangerous thing that I did. I could have gotten hurt. I could have gotten killed. How long before they find my ass? You know what I'm saying? But again, you're just thinking self-preservation. And these guys, like I said, in my mind, they were probably armed. You know, I don't remember why I thought that. I might have seen something. I can't remember. It was so long ago. But I was in self-preservation mode. And that's what I did. I ran through the tunnel in the train to get away from them and to get to 161.
But as I mentioned earlier, the train passed. Oopsie.
Then when I got to 161, I realized they could have been on that train because they probably thought I was on the train. So I came out, and again, I was still watching myself, watching where I was going, because you don't want these people to figure out where you live or where you're going or anything. I was trying to be very careful with that.
Again, you don't know who these people are. You don't know who they're affiliated with. You don't want them coming around your home. You don't want them targeting you specifically. You don't want them knowing anything about your family. It's dangerous out here.
I don't remember if I saw them or not, but I got away. Eventually, I made my way home. And I don't think, aside from maybe a blog post, I don't think I've ever talked about this story out loud. I don't remember ever sharing this one, particularly the part about walking through the train tunnel. I remember that now, and as I'm telling the story, I completely had forgotten about that.
It's funny how over the years we forget little details. Sometimes we even add details. Half the time I don't know what the hell I remember that's true and what isn't.
I don't even know if I mentioned that in the blog post. I'll have to check. This will be embedded on the blog post page as well. That was the time that I got drop kicked. The guy fell. I made his friend fall. And then I ran through the train tunnel to get away from him.
If those idiots would have just straight up came up to me and robbed me, they probably would have been more successful.
Growing up Bronx in New York City back in the 90s. Good times.
You are listening to the NYC Talking podcast. www.nyctalking.com. Please like NYC Talking on Facebook. Please follow Angel R Talk on Twitter and Instagram. We are NYC Talking, the realest lifestyle blog ever. Thanks for listening.